All right. We're ready to go for our last week here. It's our focus is totally on Western Illinois and finding a way to get a win here in our last week together as a 2016 team. So I'm excited for our guys. It's always tough. Especially my first year coaching is just a senior class that has given a lot to this program. You want to send them out on the right way. We still have a ton to play for. This game means a lot to them, especially the seniors, and sending them out the right way. But also, a lot of teams you don't get to win your last game. Especially you make the playoffs unless you win the national championship. You go into the off season with a loss. So if we can get a win here in the last game with some momentum going into the offseason, sending your seniors off right, that's our focus right now, and I expect nothing less than us to have a great week of practice and go out and play well.
Do you look at this game as essentially your playoff game? I mean, Western has to win to get into the playoffs, but for you guys, it's the end of the season?
Yeah, we've talked about that. We know we're going to get Western's best shot. If they've got something in the playbook, or their total focus is going to be to win this game to try to get in the playoffs. And so we're going to get a really good football team that comes here, and we feel like we have a good one too. And so it's our last game, like we've talked about, and to go out in your last game to get a win is something that this group will always remember. So, yeah, it's like our playoff game. It's our last time playing together. I talked about it before. I mean, football, it's crazy no matter what level you're at, year to year. A lot of people might stay the same, coaching staffs, but everything's always changing. It's always a different room. Seniors leave and new groups come in, and transfers, and people graduate, and new coaches come in and out. But so it's always special for that one season that you have together, and this being our last week together, you'd love to go out as a winner.
After looking at film of Western, how do they differ on offense and defense than they did last year with Nielsen? Are they a lot different?
Yeah, I mean they're different coach team, so just different scheme, and I think I have a ton of respect for Coach Fisher. He's got to spend a little time with him just through our conference meetings. I think he's a really good football coach, and you can tell by the way his team plays. He's a genuine person. He's a great guy, and so they got a lot of talent. They're different than they were last year. I mean, South Dakota is more what Coach Nielsen does. So it's a new team, new scheme than we played Western as last year. A lot of the same players, obviously. The quarterback we didn't play against last year, but he played a lot there towards the end of the season, took them into the playoffs, has played well all season. Lenore has been doing it for a long time. All-time leading receiver in our league. The back is doing a really good job as a true sophomore. There for a while he was leading the country in rushing, and a lot of their defense is back. As far as their linebackers, I feel like probably the strength of their defense is their linebackers do a really good job. Obviously, we know Coach Elson was our defensive coordinator here last year, is their defensive coordinator now. So a lot to get ready for. They do a good job. And this team was 6-2 a couple weeks ago. So, and they've been a really good team, beating FBS school in Northern Illinois. So we got our work cut out for us.
How much the guys looking to play spoiler this week?
Yeah, I mean that's what we got a lot to play for. Spoiler or whatever. I don't even think that's probably the biggest thing on their mind. It's just winning for this group is bigger than trying to knock somebody else out of the playoffs. I mean, we put a lot in it, a lot of close games, and anytime you can get a win, I think that's the biggest motivating factor.
You mentioned Coach Elson, obviously, having coached with him, and they're doing different stuff defensively up there, but having that familiarity with how somebody coaches, how their mind thinks, does that help in prepping for a game like this?
Well, you're familiar with him as a person, as a coach. Same thing, ton of respect for him. He's a great football coach, but you got 10 games now to see what they're doing differently. New personnel, you go into the game plan in the same way. You're not looking at old film or anything like that. What they did here, you go off of what they've been doing this season and try to put the best game plan together as you can, based off the 10 games that you've seen them coach at Western Illinois.
They have a pair of wide receivers. I mean, one of them's the older brother of Landon and Lance and Joy Borzolino. And what impresses you most about those two guys and what they've been able to accomplish during their career?
Yeah, I mean it's really remarkable when you see the numbers that those guys have, especially Lenore. Just been doing it for a long time. I've been around the league now. This is my third season, so since his sophomore year, and you always get to see everybody, on film throughout the week, just because you're game planning other teams and you see him play on offense. I mean, makes a lot of tough catches. He's tough. I mean, he's just done it as good as anybody ever has in our league. So, and he wants to keep playing. So we're going to get his best shot, and their whole family will be here playing against little brother, and so he's a great receiver. He'll get a shot at the next level too, just because physically he can do it and he can play at that level. So yeah, they've got really good athletes at the receiver spot.
What is for you? What is the senior class? Because you've been able to be around them for 3 years. What is the senior class in particular meant to you, especially the first year head coach now?
Well, I'll always look back with these guys. However long I'm fortunate enough to be able to coach, as my first team, as a head coach. These are the seniors. I hope to be in their life the rest of their lives. You always remember your coaches, and hopefully they've learned that about us, that they're always a Saluki. Whether I'm here or whatever 20 years from now, I still keep in contact with all of them. I've said that before. That's the greatest part about coaching, is the relationships you build with those guys. They've done everything I've ever asked them to do without any pushback, and they've been great guys. They've led, and they've played as hard as they possibly can. They can, and they go out to practice each week, right here until the end. So they mean a lot to me, and that's why I said I'd love to send them out as a winner so they can celebrate together one last time. They'll always be around here, and they'll always be welcome back, and join a fraternity of Saluki alumni like myself. So, and I know what that feels like. So I care a lot about them, and I appreciate all of them.
What are the most important things you learned in your first year of coaching at this level?
Well, you learn a lot. Take a lot of notes and things that you'll learn from, and maybe do differently in the second year, tweaks. I think the biggest thing is you get to, this first year we've been together as a staff too. Kind of get to know the league. I've been here as an assistant, but just in general, getting to know your team, getting to know the flow, practice schedules, schedules on the road, recruiting, getting to know your coaches, what ticks, how we work together, all kinds of different things that as you go and you take notes on things and things you're going to get better from. I've been the first to tell you that when I say that we've all got to get better, hopefully I'm better in year 2 than I was year 1, and I'm better in year 5 than I was in year 2, So that's what I like about this group, these coaches, is that, that everybody will give themselves a hard look of evaluation and how we get better and going from here. And we've done that throughout the year, adjusting and figuring things out, and you got to leave your egos behind, and that's what we've done. And that's the thing about this last game is, nobody's looking to, we love playing football, and anytime we got 5-6 days left of the season, that's a sad time. You love being in the season. You wait all year long to be in the season. So we get one last opportunity to play the best that we can play, coach the best that we can, leave it all out on the field. Yeah, I will definitely look back, and we'll grow from this season.
In general, what did you turn around between last game, turn around between the first and second half? Kind of startling. adjusted well on offense, defense, or all of the above?
Yeah, both. You know, we were getting stops. You only gave up one scoring drive on defense. We were getting the ball back, made some adjustments. You know, probably started attacking a little bit more offensively, throwing the ball down the field. So, yeah, just made some adjustments. Obviously, we didn't score in the first half. Didn't really even get down in the red zone in the first half. So we needed to make some adjustments, and they make you do that. I mean, you see that they shut a lot of teams down. They're a really good defense that makes you work and earn everything. So you got to make some plays, and you saw that. I mean, some of our guys stepped up, made some plays. In games like that, they're going to challenge you and make you to make one-on-one plays and go up and earn everything that you get. There's not many free yards out there when you play them, and that we were able to make some plays in the second half.
Nick, have you seen what you were hoping to so far out of Sam heading into next season?
Yeah, I mean, Sam's done a great job, done everything that we've asked him to do as far as going out there and playing too. I'm sure, you know, I think I wouldn't say exceeded our expectations because we've known that he's a good player. I look for more things as far as the way he carries himself on the sideline. The moment's never been too big for him. You know, he's settled in and practice, and I think that's just the way that he's prepared all season long. You know, you never know if I think he's learned a lot from sitting back and watching, and when his time's ready, he was ready to play. So he's really played at a high level for two games in a row. The biggest thing is he's taking care of the football. When you go back and grade his film, he's doing what you ask him to do, and he's in the right spots. His mind's in the right spots. You're always going to have a handful of plays that you wish you could take back. I don't care if you're a 15, 20-year vet. You know, you watch Tom Brady. I'm sure he goes back on film and wishes he had 5 or 6 plays back, should have went here with the ball. And Sam has those too, but he's played at a high level and done a really good job, and that won't change however he plays this week. I don't think that will change. So yeah, he's done a really good job, and definitely, you know, going forward, you know, has done a good job of solidifying himself here as Saluki quarterback.
Anything else?
Good.